Welcome to the latest episode of Gallifrey Pirate Radio. I am your host, David Beauchamp, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Drew Meyer.
And this is episode 156 that is taking us into the home stretch before we hit Series 8.
So excited.
And everything that comes along with that.
Sure.
And this is one of our few episodes before DragonCon.
Right.
Which is exciting because I will be on a number of DragonCon panels. At least two dealing with Doctor Who if there are no more schedule changes, but I'm getting schedule changes on a daily basis now, so it's interesting. But we had lots of news. I think the first thing we should talk about is the new trailer for Deep Breath.
Okay.
We get a trailer for Deep Breath.
We got a trailer for Deep Breath.
Yes. So we confirmed the dinosaur.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The dinosaur is going to be in Deep Breath, which made sense considering it was in Victorian London, and considering how much CGI goes into it, you want to throw that in there pretty early.
Yeah, and big for the feature and everything. But what surprised me was Clockface guy.
Clockface guy?
I wasn't expecting him to be in that.
Oh, the one with the half face with the flaming hand? Yeah. There's a synopsis for it too, but we won't spoil that for those of you who want to be, spoiler free. We're really keeping true to the spoiler free, which obviously had everything to do with the release scripts. But I know that you and I were discussing this beforehand. Yeah. I've watched the trailer, but I know there are a number of scenes that have gone online, a couple of clips. I'm just not going to watch them. I'm not even going to watch the opening credits. At this point in time, we're so close to it, I can hold out.
Yeah.
A month ago had this come out, I would have watched all of it.
I mean, you have your ticket, I have my ticket. We're going to see it beforehand anyway when it airs properly in the States, but we're going to be there at the theater. I mean, I really don't, we're so close. I can taste it. I don't want any more.
Yeah. We have 10 days.
Is that all it is?
10 days.
Wow.
Today's the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 days.
No, 14th.
14th, we have 9 days.
Oh, you're killing me. Because right after that I have Dragon, so I'm just like, lots of crazy, awesome stuff going on. Other important news, Capaldi signs for season 9.
Yeah, so, that question about whether or not he was going to be a one and done doctor, not the case. Didn't think it was going to be, but you never know.
I mean, I had lots of different, I made the case for both for and against him being one season. I'm glad to hear he's going to be on for more. Now, with the signing of Capaldi, do you know if Coleman has signed on as well?
As far as I know, I tried doing some quick research. I was hoping that we could find that out. We don't know that. We do know that Moffat is going to be doing season 9. So we have Capaldi and we have Moffat. Those are both confirmed, and that's it. So, and it makes sense. You get your main doctor, people can feel that they can become invested in it. You don't want to tell you whether or not your companion's going to be in there, because that is, if you know she's going to be in there, any situation that's mildly stressful, I think what they're going to do is they're going to avoid the situation they did with Amy and Rory, in which we knew, 9 months in advance that we only had 5 episodes and we all went berserk for it. If I were them, I would probably try to keep it quiet so that if she does leave under any kind of circumstances, then we get a surprise out of it.
Now, do you want her to come back, or do you think she's almost run her course?
Here's the thing about Jenna Coleman's character. She had an arc. I thought it was interesting. We certainly speculated a lot on it, and that was fun, the speculation. I'm kind of excited for her to have no expectations. I have no expectations for me. And be like a Sarah Jane character, where it maybe the companion isn't the story. Maybe the doctor can be the story for a season. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea that they are going to try something a little different. There's a lot of signs point to it being nouveau classic, right? So maybe she should just be there and be cool. She's a good character. She's definitely a great actress. It'll be interesting to hear the speech patterns of Capaldi, because Jenna Coleman matches Matt Smith's speed and alacrity in speech really well. And I'll be very curious to see what happens with Capaldi. So I'd like her to stay as long as it's still enjoyable, and if it's not, then let's try something different. So we'll see.
And speaking of Deep Breath, we now have a confirmed episode 2 title. I don't think it's a spoiler. We knew this was coming. No big surprise. And why don't you give them the title?
And if you don't want to find out what the title is, don't look at your screen and put your fingers in your ears for the next 5 seconds. We know that episode 2 is entitled Into the Dalek.
Yeah.
We'll put our speculation after we see the teaser trailer after Deep Breath. Simple enough, but
Yeah.
there you go. There's a synopsis too online. We're not going to read it to you.
No, because I'm staying away from those.
Sure.
The only synopsis I want is that teaser at the end of the episode, teasing the next week's episode.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
We have a bit more news, and this news is something that you uncovered a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's news, and there's some speculation to go along with it. All right, so Davey, take it away.
Yes. I don't want to exactly call it OmniRumor.
It's not OmniRumor.
But
There's a fact.
There's multiple facts. We know for a fact. I'm going to start with what I mentioned last week, that we know Fraser Hines has tweeted about something he's done that he can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
Originally, we thought it could have been any number of things because he is an actor. He just didn't do Doctor Who. We kind of learned that with the Brigadier.
He has some non-Doctor Who projects that are coming up.
But this week, and it's really weird, a lot of news Doctor Who sites have not picked up on this. And this comes from the official BBC Wales news website stuff. This is them putting this news out. They are looking for the people that originally started the Yeti, that were in the Yeti costumes.
In the Abominable Snowman.
In the Abominable Snowman, in the costumes, to come to the premiere.
Of something. They're looking them for...
I assume the only thing that's really premiering is Deep Breath. I'm assuming they want them there at Deep Breath.
But several of the theaters are playing old classic episodes. So that was the thing, is they are looking for them. They were going to pay to have them travel to a premiere. If it is Deep Breath, that's fantastic. What does that mean for the episode and the potential? Who knows? Speculation. Maybe we found the rest of the episodes for Abominable Snowman.
Yeah,
maybe the snowmen will be mentioned. Maybe they're just messing with us. Who knows?
Well, I mean, they might be messing with us in that sense, but I don't think they're messing with these guys. I think they're honestly looking for them. They want to bring them out. Makes me excited because I would love to see the Abominable Snowmen. And who knows? Maybe this is because the one thing I was upset about last year with the Great Intelligence and everything was
no Yeti.
No Yeti.
We got snowmen, but
no Yeti. So who knows? Maybe this is the start of us getting some more Classic Who back. Which, of course, we have some more news about the classic DVD line. The animation studio.
Was it Planet 55?
Yeah, Planet 55.
Planet 55 has announced that they are not working on any more Doctor Who programs. Now, of course, OmniRumor aside, we still have the Underwater Menace.
Yeah.
The Underwater Menace is, we got two of the 4 episodes floating around there. We do know, the only thing that we know for sure is that that animation studio that put together Reign of Terror, 10th Planet, and Moonbase. Gorgeous animation. They aren't going to be animating. Now, could somebody else be animating? Possibly. More likely, they're probably going to go with the reconstructions, or holding off until they find something new, or a third option that we don't know. But that's it's news. We do know for a fact that they said they're not going to be working on it.
And we do know somebody did contact the BBC on one of the boards that I read. They were asking them about the Underwater Menace, what's going on, because we all know those 2 episodes are there.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten them yet. The BBC saying we're working on something.
Sure.
They're not saying what it is, but I mean, they haven't forgotten about it. They're not just going to toss it to the side. So they are planning something. We just don't know what it is.
Sure.
Oh,
Be nice to have.
yes.
Hey, I've been playing some video games. Davey, have you been playing some video games?
Yes, I have been playing some video games.
Of course. So,
Yes.
Doctor Who Legacy's Greyhound 1 update has been released as of yesterday.
Came out a day early.
Yeah, and what did we do? Well, I'll give you a hint. It wasn't our jobs. So, both on the phone, which is what David was playing, and on Facebook, which is what I was playing. What's interesting about it, there are 2 different ways to approach this.
Yes.
You can attempt to do Greyhound 1 as a special area under the special area section. It is difficulty level matched for about level 30 roughly teams, and they say so as much. You can also continue Series 5, and at the end of Series 5, you can continue. So depending on when you want to jump into that. Now, if you do it as Series 5, it matches what your current level is, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
A little?
So Davey and I, of course, I on Facebook, Davey on his phone, went for wanting to beat it as quickly as possible for the program today, went and tried it through the special zone. Davey, what would you like to say about this?
It ends abruptly?
Well, I mean, lead on that, yes.
Yeah, no, it does end abruptly. It makes me think that we've only gotten half of it.
Yeah, and we should probably clarify. When you say ends, it's not the story doesn't suddenly end abruptly. The game just, you get to a point, you beat a level, and it stops. We're not going to tell you what level, because by the time you see this, it may be fixed, and this might be a completely point.
But also, story-wise, it just sort of...
It does.
Because, they did say certain characters were going to be appearing in this. Some of them we haven't seen yet.
It's true. Some of them we have not.
I haven't had a chance to contact Lee yet. Of course, I've been emailing Lee back and forth about how much I've been loving Greyhound 1, but I haven't asked him about this yet because I'm curious, that is in the actual story mode, the Series 8, or sorry, Series 5, if it doesn't continue past where it stops in the special levels.
It may very well do that, yeah.
So I'm currently right now rushing through.
Let's ignoring the fact that it ends abruptly.
Well, you asked me,
Let's talk about what you did play, and obviously we not want to spoil it because we want you to play. I'm not going to tell you what the stats of the characters are. Have you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, and I think the coolest surprise was the Ogrons.
Yes!
I was not expecting the Ogrons.
Spoilers, there are Ogrons.
Well, I mean...
it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're giving story away. I mean, it's about time. It's about time that we get the Ogrons, and it was a nice surprise, because, I mean, when you start Greyhound 1, Ogrons.
You know what's interesting, and I don't think we've mentioned this before, but Ogrons really do seem like the most likely Doctor Who villain to make a comeback.
Yeah.
I would be really surprised if we didn't see them in the next couple of seasons on the actual television show, because they're mercenaries hired out by several different groups.
I think the problem why we did not get the Ogrons as quickly as we might have, I think the Dragoon took their place.
Well, that's true, but the Ogrons are also associated mainly with the Daleks, I guess, from two different stories.
Okay, question. You know this. Just who owns the Ogrons?
They're a mercenary race.
No.
Oh, the rights to them.
Right. Is that a Terry Nation creation, or is it not a Terry Nation creation?
You know what I want to say is the story they first appeared in, which, my memory of Dalek stories are always terrible. I think it's Death of the Daleks or Day of the Daleks, one of the two. I don't think that was written by Terry Nation. While Nation owns the Dalek rights, he might not own the Ogrons. I will do the research on that. Yeah. If you want to do the research on that, let us know. But we probably will post something about that on the Facebook page and on the website afterwards. Yeah,
it just pops in my head.
Sure.
So what have you dug about this whole thing so far?
The challenge of it.
Yes.
Certainly the level 30. I'm still using my team, 8th Doctor and the Adipose. Blasted through it relatively quickly. And then when it comes to the abrupt stop, I went back onto the end of Series 5 and started that. I haven't had as much time to kind of re-go through it, but there's a nice challenge. There's a lot more timed levels.
Yes.
There are some Doctor-specific levels.
Yes.
There's some color-specific levels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really neat abilities by the enemies. Not going to spoil them, because I do want the players to get into it. But all told, I feel that even though I'm using a team that I feel like a little bit like I'm cheating, because it's a little overpowered, I'm really enjoying it a lot more.
See, I don't consider that cheating, because those characters are in the game. You have a game play style. I have a different game play style than you. But I'll say, it's definitely more challenging. I love some of the new abilities that not only that the monsters have, or the creatures, that the characters have. They are really now getting creative with the powers.
They've also changed a couple of the powers for the Doctors too.
They have.
You told me. I haven't experienced, because I'm only playing with the same Doctor. But
because I like I said, I maxed out my Doctors, and it's really surprised me. Now I don't know if it's like if those secondary powers change depending on what level you're playing. I haven't gone back and investigated that, but it's been interesting seeing that some of those powers have changed. But I've really enjoyed this. There's some new symbols on the power, so you know what you're doing, if it's an attack power, if it's a support power. I'm really enjoying just some of the iconography that they've added to the game to let you know what's going on.
Definitely the style of play has increased too. It's good. I'm really enjoying it.
New perks have popped up.
New perks have popped up. Yeah, some good ones.
Yes, some new perks. And we're going to play a little game here with you, Drew.
Oh no, what's going on?
It's going to be, I'm going to tell you the new character, what their base color is, what their secondary color might be. I don't know yet. I have, like I said, we just started playing yesterday. I have unlocked all the characters that can be unlocked so far. Hence the reason why I know that there's some missing. That's why I'm trying to power through the Series 5 version. But let's go through some of these characters and see. And then on next episode, hopefully, if I have the time, I'll have all the double colors unlocked by then.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to cheat and use the interwebs to find out what they are. I like to be surprised.
So if you don't want to find out what the next the characters that can be unlocked during Greyhound 1 are, let's say you're playing on level 4 and you just want to wait for the storyline, give us 5 minutes, zip to the 5 minutes part, and then we'll continue.
Okay, starting off, Whomobile. It starts off as red.
I would go yellow just because it's connected with Pertwee.
Okay, we have Idris, who is black.
Black. I'm going to say blue because the TARDIS is a blue-black double color, and since she is technically the manifestation of the TARDIS, that would make sense.
Okay, we have Tracy, who right now is probably my favorite of the new characters, which if you don't know who Tracy is, that's the Triceratops from Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. It is green.
Oh, that makes sense. Green. Blue. Because it's associated with the 11th Doctor.
Okay. Young Sarah, who is a blue character, has one of the new powers and abilities, which I absolutely adore and love. Good Going Lee and company.
Cool. I haven't seen that. I haven't unlocked that yet. I'm hoping it's not a yellow, but yellow makes sense because of teaming up with Pertwee's Doctor. We don't know the color of. We only know one color of Tom Baker's Doctor. We know it's one of it's going to be yellow because it's always the previous Doctor, but we don't know what Baker's going to be. You said she was blue?
Yes.
Blue, yellow, maybe blue, red.
And don't forget, it could be double color.
That's true. That's true.
And then we have Wilf, who is red.
He's red, huh?
Yes.
Well, Wilf, I would go with green. I feel that Wilf maybe is a, I don't think he's a healer because, technically helped kill a doctor. But, yeah. God, I really want, we have Wilf, I really want Donna now. We don't have Donna Noble. Anyway, I'll go green.
Okay, and some characters that we got ahead of time that are part of Greyhound 1, which was Ace, which we know she's a green-black.
Right.
The 5th Doctor, which I gotta say, love that part of the story. He ended up being a green-red. One character that is supposedly in Greyhound 1, which we have not seen yet, is Rose.
I have not seen her.
Which you're able to purchase. You can still purchase. I just checked. She's a green. Any idea what color she might be? Would you think?
I'd go red. Because roses can be red.
And 3 that we have not gotten, and they're not confirmed that they're going to. I don't know if they're confirmed for Greyhound 1, but they were sort of associated with it. The Moment.
The Moment, so not Bad Wolf Moment, but the box. We've seen the box.
Yes.
No clue. I assume black for damage and green for healing. So you get the juxtaposition between the two of them.
But we still don't know. We still haven't gotten Bessie yet, which we know we're getting her.
Gotta be yellow.
And then the Brig.
Brig has to have green in it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a lot of really powerful green, with the exception of Ace.
Tracy.
Tracy, but I haven't played Tracy yet. I don't know what Tracy does.
But I'm just saying,
having
nice to get that one.
A damager, like a bruiser, for that would be kind of fun.
Well, one thing I noticed when going through all this, there's one color missing right now.
A color combination or color?
No, color.
Okay, what's that?
Yellow.
No, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, there has been no new yellows so far, which makes me wonder if the Moment's not going to be yellow.
Oh, that's good. That's a
Bessie could be yellow, but yeah, so far we haven't gotten them. So I'm hoping, like I said, where I feel the story goes abrupt, I'm waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, and it could be that we just got a taste and we're getting another one.
Yeah, and also as of an hour ago today, as the time of filming, they added a new character to the fan area, Webley, who, if you remember, Webley is from Nightmare in Silver. He's the guy that gets cybernized first, the guy that's in charge of the attraction.
It's Wembley's Wondrous Works or something along. No, Wonderworks. That's a PBS show. Never mind.
Yes.
So yeah, it's cool. There's an image of him right here. He looks a lot like it. So I gotta say that not that the art, and I've said this before, not that the art is bad early on, but I think the art is getting better. I think it's really good, and I like the fact that with the comic characters, they used a different artist for it. It makes it feel like it's a part of the different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's our updates on Legacy. Next week we'll talk about it more because we're really enjoying it. If it gets updated, we'll go on to that. We've got maybe a little less than 10 minutes to go. Do you want to talk about Storm Warning, or you want to wait for another time?
Let's go ahead with Storm Warning.
This week we listened to Storm Warning, the first of the 8th Doctor Big Finish audios, which came out in 2007, starring Paul McGann and Indian Fisher as Charlie Pollard.
Which technically would be only the second time he actually played the Doctor as the Doctor.
You're right. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. So aside from the movie, this is his second role in his first audio. So yeah, that's true. So let's see. 7 years is what, 1990? What's it? 8 years? Yeah. No, math is bad. 4, 3, 7 years. No, this is really funny. 11 years.
Wow.
Kids, I'm a librarian. I'm also a high school dropout. So yeah.
So what'd you think?
On the whole, taking into consideration that it's not Big Finish's first, but it's the 8th Doctor's first, I really enjoyed it.
I think that was like their 7th or 8th production. It's really early on.
It's really early on. So I think I have no real complaints about any aspect of it. There's a couple of things I think they could have done better, but I think that's based off of having listened to the modern stuff, because they're knocking it out of the park almost consistently. So that early on, I think for what they had, I think it was a really enjoyable story.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, because it's growing pains. It's learning the process, learning what you're doing. I mean, if you just go back and look at the beginning of GPR, I mean, what GPR was in that first episode, in those first few episodes, and what it is now, greatly different beast.
Surely.
But I mean, McGann took to that role like he went straight from the movie straight into that first audio.
Yeah, I agree. I think he did an excellent job with it. There were a couple of parts where I felt that I want to say that Gareth Roberts directed it, and I could be wrong about that. Sorry. There were a couple of directing choices I think I would have. Certain things I would have stressed less. And audio-wise, there's a couple of sound effects that I probably wouldn't have used. Boy, that Vortisaur got annoying. But that's just me. Ramsey, of course, plays an important part in a future story. We'll get that.
You know, see, I didn't mind that. I really liked it.
There is something. Boy, I don't want to spoil anything. This is really difficult to talk about it without actually spoiling the ending. So when the first chapter of this, I could see this being a modern Doctor Who television story.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool. It could have potentially been an out-and-out historical. Very rarely is Doctor Who ever an out-and-out historical. But I'm saying if they did it as a television show, they could have done it. The R101 is kind of fascinating. It made me want to go and learn more about it. I didn't, but it made me want to go.
Do you know if that was a real airship?
I'm going to assume it is.
Okay.
And without having looked it up, because they use so much information on it, it seems it would be kind of a silly idea. Because one of my favorite aspects of Doctor Who is when you take a historical event and the Doctor's inclusion in that is what causes the event to happen.
Like the Agatha Christie episode, which I thought was amazing, because I actually had to go look that up, and I was like,
certainly.
I was like, wow, that's awesome. That actually really did happen to her.
Certainly, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I enjoyed the story. I thought it could have been easily made in there. I like the idea of Charlie Pollard. Now, I am more of a Lucy fan because that's what I've been exposed to more. I've only listened to a handful of Charlie stories. So this is my first time learning about the origins of Charlie, and we'll go into that. I don't know how Charlie's story ends. I don't want that spoiled for me. So I like the idea of a character who is just looking for adventure, because that's exactly the kind of person that the Doctor's looking for.
One thing I did like about it is all the foreshadowing. I don't know if it was on purpose or just on accident, but there's a lot of foreshadowing with what Big Fish, in that episode, what Big Fish ended up doing with the McGann Doctor. And I was really surprised by a lot of that, which made me wonder, have they had a lot more of this planned out than I thought, or were they like, oh man, that was a great idea, we should build on it? You know, I'm kind of curious. I'd love to talk to them about some of the stuff that they do in that first episode to see if it was intentional or if it was just like, hey, we like this idea, we wanted to come back and use it later on.
Well, you are definitely more of the Big Finish person than I am.
Yeah.
I certainly enjoy them. I just haven't gotten a chance to listen to as many as you have. There was one foreshadowing thing that popped out and made me think of you, which was, of course, the discussion of the Shelleys. We have talked about that on the show, so it's not giving anything away. So it makes me wonder how soon into that storyline they knew that was going to happen and not. So.
Yeah, I know that was one of the big ones I was referring to, because I was just like, wow. I mean, I was just like, I really wonder if this is where they had always planned to bring Shelley into it, or if this was just happy accident where like, hey, this would be great if we did bring it later on.
Why not tweak it? Yeah. So you said you liked the characterization of Paul McGann's for the 8th Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
I dug India Fisher as Carly. Worked well. She's a very good voice actress. I don't know much about her history. It was one of those things. I finished it yesterday. So I haven't got a chance to spend any time away from on my computer doing anything other than writing trivia. Yeah. So I will be looking up her information more. I did look at a couple of the other voice actors. There's only about 5 or 6 listed on here, but they did a really good job. I don't spend a lot of time with French people, so I don't know what a French accent is supposed to sound like. I know what an American trying to be a French accent is, and it's usually pretty annoying and probably insulting for those of you who are French. But Rothbone's French character, I kind of wonder about that. But it felt like a classic Doctor Who story. Yeah. So I enjoyed it.
So yeah, I mean, people, if you're looking for McGann stuff, if you want to experience more of the 8th Doctor, this is a good jumping on point. Or because this is part of the main range, is what they call it, before he split off into his own series of stuff. So I mean, this is a good jumping on point if you want to experience more of the 8th Doctor adventures, or at the beginning of his series that are just the 8th Doctor adventures, which is another really good jumping on point, because you don't have to listen to the main range to understand the series stuff, and you don't have to listen to the series stuff to understand the main range stuff. They're kind of separate, but parallel in some sort of way. Having listened to, say, roughly about 30 Big Finish audios in one form or the other, maybe more, I think if someone had played this one for me first, I certainly would have been encouraged to listen to more of them. I think it was really well done. I felt it definitely accepted the mythology and ran with it definitely. So yeah. Yes, and also speaking about Big Finish, a happy anniversary for your 15 years with the Doctor Who range.
15 years, really impressed, guys.
And
good job.
Some phenomenal specials we downloaded and purchased.
Oh yes,
lots of the stuff. I was willing to give a lot of stuff a chance, which we'll end up reviewing. Everything from the unit stuff to the Idavaros to the Dalek Empire to some of the companion stuff. A lot of really good stuff that we're going to be reviewing in the future.
Did we pick up Jago and Lightfoot?
No.
No. Okay.
No, Jago and Lightfoot didn't go as cheaply on sale as some of the other things.
But not just Big Finish, but you did pick up a couple of really neat things. Let's not spoil. We'll talk about those. So a couple things, because we're going to wrap up here.
Yeah.
We are going to continue to talk about Doctor Who Legacy, the game, as long as, we'll probably talk about it a little bit on each episode, but this is our penultimate episode before Series 8 starts. So with our next episode, we'll be talking a little bit more about Series 8, but once Capaldi comes onto our screens, that's going to be the main focus. So we're going to continue with Big Finish audios once we get to the end of that during the break.
And the cool thing is it's going to be 2 episodes from now. We're going to be unveiling our new intro to the show.
Oh, we are.
We're
only 2 episodes.
We're gonna start with the Capaldi stuff with Deep Breath. When we do our first Deep Breath stuff, we're gonna have our new intro. That will, I figured it's time for a little bit of change. We've been doing this long enough, what a better spot than a new Doctor. We're also gonna have a bunch of guests come on the show.
We are.
They're going to be interlaced. We might be releasing 2 episodes a week at times.
Why not?
Because I'm crazy.
You're the one doing the work. Hey,
Yes.
let's do it every day.
Yeah, I know. Where we do, our review, then we're going to have some guests, some very exciting guests on the show, talking about what they think of the new Doctor, and some of the work that they're doing in the world of Doctor Who. And yeah, no, we got some really exciting things coming up. It's exciting. Yes. So if you don't have anything else,
Nothing else. I'm good.
I don't have anything else. Like I said, I'll be at Dragon Con in 2 weeks. Come out and see me. I'll be on some of the Doctor Who panels. My schedule is will be on the Dragon Con app. I'd love to meet you, love to see you, love to talk to you, love to talk some Who with you. And so until next time, this is GPR signing off. Peace.